Again, please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I think I'm a special one.
The underrated winger that Manchester United should sign. 3 Jadon Sancho alternatives, episode 2 of 3. This episode will be the second part in a 3-part series looking at 3 Jadon Sancho alternatives for Manchester United to sign. In this video I will analyse another option that Manchester United could sign in the right wing position, while after this video you can check out the first option I looked at, which will be linked in the description below, along with some of my other videos as well, including the first episode of my Who Barcelona Should Sign series. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. So the player I think that Manchester United could sign as a Jadon Sancho alternative is RB Leipzig's 22-year-old Frenchman Christopher Nkunku. Nkunku was signed from PSG last summer for around £11 million, and like many coming off the PSG production line, Nkunku has proved to be a top player not just in his age bracket, but when competing alongside the European elite. He has been rotated a fair bit in the Leipzig side, making 16 starting appearances and 8 substitute appearances in the Bundesliga, combined with his 7 appearances in the Champions League and 3 in the DFB Pokal. Nkunku plays as a wide midfielder in Nagelsmann's narrow 4-4-2 system, which transitions into a 4-2-2, with the wide midfielders moving into advanced central positions. Nkunku plays the same role in the side as Emil Forsberg, predominantly being deployed from the left, but he can also play on the right side. Playing as a wide midfielder in the midfield 4, Nkunku is tasked with moving ahead of the Leipzig midfield double pivot and looking to find space in between the lines, in the half spaces from where he can look to create. He's also the player that can transition the attack quickly when Leipzig win the ball back in the defensive third and they see opportunity to counter-attack. They can look to feed the ball into Nkunku, from where he can use his dribbling ability to progress the ball up the pitch at pace and then look to create when he's in the final third. Nkunku's dribbling ability can be seen as he's completed 2.5 dribbles per 90 minutes this season in the Bundesliga, more than Gnabry, who has recorded 2.3 per 90, or Coutinho, who has recorded 2.1 per 90. This shows Nkunku's ability to progress the ball forward, however his chance creating ability is even more impressive, with him recording the most key passes in the league with 4 per 90 minutes, more than second place Thomas Müller, who has recorded 3.5 per 90. He has also recorded the third highest expected assist rate with 0.52 per 90, behind only Thomas Müller and Serge Gnabry, and a higher rate than 4th place Jadon Sancho with 0.43 per 90. From Nkunku's per 90 numbers alone, we can see that he ranks just as highly as the likes of Jadon Sancho and Serge Gnabry. Obviously whether he can replicate this output when playing 40 or 50 games throughout a season is still unproven, but he definitely has the capability to do it. We can see this if we look at Nkunku's stats model over Jadon Sancho's from the past 2 seasons. Nkunku does actually seem to be just edging Sancho when it comes to chance creation, having a higher expected assist rate and more key passes per 90. Sancho's quality however can be seen with his XG rate and goals per 90 minutes rate being higher than Nkunku's. However, the disparity isn't as big as you first would have thought, and Nkunku actually seems to be a player producing a similar level of output to the Dortmund starlet. Nkunku also fares pretty well when we compare him to Serge Gnabry over the past few seasons. In this instance, Gnabry's goal threat seems to be extremely impressive, outperforming Nkunku when it comes to goals per 90, XG per 90 and shots per 90. However, the Leipzig man still fares pretty well when comparing their chance creating stats, as he overperforms Gnabry when it comes to key passes per 90 and is just underneath Gnabry's expected assist rate as well. So from these models I would say that Nkunku is just as good as Gnabry and Sancho when it comes to chance creating, and it seems absurd to me that his name isn't being touted around Europe just as much as other players' names are. He does need to improve his goal threat, most notably how often he gets into goal scoring positions and his ability to finish those chances. However, at 22 this is something that should come naturally over the next few seasons. To me, Nkunku was the kind of player Manchester United should have looked to sign last summer instead of Daniel James. Whilst Daniel James has been impressive in a few games this season, he isn't Champions League level quality, and at best he is lower half Premier League level in my opinion. He is the same age as Nkunku, and if we compare this season, the quality disparity is evident. But even if we compare Daniel James this season with Nkunku's last 2 seasons, his last season at PSG as well, it's hard to think why United would spend £15 million on a championship player like James when Nkunku was on the market for the same price, who is a player with far greater current ability and potential ability. So in terms of rating Nkunku, hopefully if you've watched my videos before, you understand my rating system, but just in case you don't, the logic behind it is, if I give a player an 8.1 for example, I would consider them just inside the world class bracket, a 7.9 would mean they are just below it, and a 7.4 for example would mean that I think while the player is comfortably inside the Champions League level bracket, they are still some way from being world class. I would give Nkunku a current ability rating of 7.6 as the numbers he is producing a Champions League level output. However, unlike Gnabry and Sancho, who I do believe are just inside the world class bracket, Nkunku hasn't yet been able to prove that this production is consistent over a full season in the league and in the Champions League, which is mainly due to his progress being temporarily stifled at PSG. He does also need to improve his goal scoring ability to really take him into that world class level bracket. But as with consistency over a few seasons, this trait will come as he begins to cement himself as a first team regular at a big club, which is why I give him a potential ability rating of 8.8, as I do believe he alongside Gnabry and Sancho can be one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. Nkunku wouldn't cost Jadon Sancho money either, he would probably be attainable for around 40 to 45 million pounds this summer, making him excellent value for money. So that was the second episode in this series, the third episode will be out shortly, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you get notified when that episode comes out. And remember to give this video a like if you enjoyed it.
Are you the best footballer in the world right now?
I think so, yes. In my mind, I'm always the best. I don't care what the people are thinking, what they say.